Hi everybody, welcome back to Jenkins Boat Works. I am Chuck Jenkins, and in this episode we're going to take a few minutes and work on strengthening the mast for the Haven 12.5. We are so near completion on this. It's been a long time, and it's already got my brain spinning about what the next thing is. We're going to do a canoe, a strip canoe. I had promised my daughter one as a wedding present. So some of what we're doing in this video even is leading up to that. Anyway, whenever we put the mast together, we had gotten a couple of pieces of Douglas fir and carefully matched those up, cut them up, matched them up, and then epoxied them together. And I've always had just a little bit of fear that maybe that joint wasn't quite strong enough. So in this episode, we're going to take a few minutes and do some fiberglass work and get it strengthened up. So anyway, we're glad you're with us. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate your support. You can click the little bell and get updates for when the next video comes out. And like I said, we're going to start on this canoe. One of the next videos we're going to do is going to be on lofting, where we actually pick up the offset numbers and the half breadths to make the molds for a new canoe. So anyway, that should be pretty exciting. Looking forward to that too. All right, let's jump in. Well, the last week or so has started getting me thinking about the next project, which is a strip canoe for my daughter. Promised it as a wedding present. And I've got a fair amount of cedar that I've been collecting. Various lumber yards. I have this tendency, I'll go into Lowe's and be in there for something completely different, and then I go and hunt through the cedar decking, and boy, there's a couple of nice boards there. Not a knot in that one. And there's a couple others over here. I got at a different lumber yard. Those are 8 foot. I've got one 20 footer. So it goes clear up to there. Those are 16s that still say Lowe's on the packaging up there. Come clear all the way back to the wall over here. So anyway, I'm thinking about that. Well, anyway, so then I'm going to have to scarf some strips together. So I made this table, and I'd been thinking about this for a while. And quite honestly, I made a little shelf up here, up above here, that I can put my strips on, you know, as I make them. And so that's about 18 foot long. And the table runs underneath it, comes out 2 feet, and then it's nearly as long. So anyway, though, then I thought, well, I still need to work on this mast a little bit for the Haven. And I'm going to have to sand down the top here just a little bit more. Here's the mast cone I got from Jim Reinick. And it doesn't quite fit on the end there, so I'm gonna have to taper that down just a little bit more. But what I'm gonna do today is work on sanding out where I had joined these two pieces of wood together. And the joint's not super noticeable. We got a pretty good fit. The only place it wasn't super tight was right there. And that's all epoxied together. See if I can turn that a little bit. See that joint going up. So anyway, I'm going to put fiberglass cloth on this to strengthen it up. So I still got to sand this off just a little bit where this epoxy was leaked out of the seam. That's all good. Sand that a little bit, and then we're going to put a little bit of fiberglass and epoxy on there. Thanksgiving. My Thanksgiving shirt. Wear it every year. I couldn't find it this morning either. Okay, so we got some fiberglass or some epoxy we're mixing up here. And I'm going to dab this on with the paintbrush. It's just a little chip brush, no big thing. I used a little green paint. I'm going to cut that off anyway. It's actually a tip I learned from Lou, tips from a shipwright. And it gets just a little bit stiffer to where I'll be able to get that epoxy and get it laid down on there. I need to mix this up good. I may not have enough, but I can make some more. Okay, that's a solid 2 minutes. I don't have this fiberglass cloth all the way around this because I'm going to do it in two pieces. It's just too difficult to be able to get it all the way around there and not get the epoxy everywhere. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle. In case I don't have this smooth on here, I want to be able to push any wrinkles out to each end. So we're going to start in the middle and work out. Already got some strings on there, that's always a hassle. You can see that joint right there. That's my thing, is I want to make sure I've got this strong so that there's no chance of this ever splitting or coming apart. I'm not really worried about completely filling the weave. We can come back and put another coat on. Man, that just wants to fray out there on that end, doesn't it? Now I'm up to this joint up here. I don't think you can probably see it on the camera, but it's right there. So that's one place where we really are trying to make this strong. That's the point of this whole thing. get that in there. See, I got a little bubble right there, but see, I don't care about that because that'll just get sanded off. We're way past the joint, so I'm good with that. I'm going to have to make some more. I don't have enough. I'm not going to be able to get this up here. It's okay, just kind of take your time with it. Trying to avoid that. You do not want to get epoxy on your scissors. It'll never come off of there. Just make sure I wipe that off good. Ripped it right out of there. You see, there's that other joint right there. That's on the other side. They're 180 degrees off each other. There's a whole nother video on when we put these two pieces together. I'll try to link that in the comments or in the video. Oh, I got too much on there. Smooth that out. Just do this back side and we're good. I think we're just going to have enough epoxy. Let's see what the rest of this looks like. You know, I think I could just run a little thin piece right down there and finish this up. It'd be a cleaner way to do it. Well, I've created a bit of sanding for myself, but I managed to get the cloth all the way around it. And I believe we'll come put just a little fill coat on this before it sets up. So within the next 24 hours or so. But I believe we got a real nice strengthening on this to where we should never have a problem with where this mast is joined together. Should be very strong. It was probably okay the way it was, but I will not have any fear now whatsoever. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Look for the Haven 12 and a half group on Facebook too.